Hello, this is Terrence Wing from Liquid Learn, and this is Module 1 of building a learning course with the new Twitter interface. First thing we're going to do now is we're going to take a quick tour of the interface. This is the home page, and the home page consists of a search window, which allows you to search Twitter content, which is a great tool to have, the profile tab, messages, which is your direct messages. Who to follow is basically some advice that Twitter's giving you on people that you could follow. The tweet button, when you click that, you get the window that allows you to send out a tweet from the interface. We're not going to send out a tweet right now, but I just clicked it to show you. And also all your administrative options from setting down to signing out. Now, as you're moving across the platform, the timeline, while you're in the home page, remember, it's important to realize that we are in the home page here. The home page has a timeline for all your tweets from followers and your tweets combined together in a live stream. So this is everybody that you follow. Your your @ mentions, which are basically messages that somebody is sending to you, but everybody can see those as well. Retweets, and those are broken down into several different categories. You have retweets by others, retweets by you, and your tweets retweeted. So it's a great way to see what's happening with things that you're doing. Your searches are stored, and in this particular case, I've done one search called Learn Chat, which is a weekly chat, and those are stored there so you can reference them real quick, and you can see these things like live chats through the Twitter interface, where before you couldn't, with the old interface, you couldn't do that. And last is your lists that you create, and also any list of people that you're following as well. And list of people that are following you. So any kind of list, you can get that through there. Now, as you look at the interface, there's basically two columns. I call this the traditional column on the left, and I don't know if it has a specific name. And on the right side is the new interface, all the new stuff. So in here is some basic information that did appear on the old interface, but one of the unique things that you get in the new interface is that if there is some form of media, and unfortunately in this live stream there aren't any media options, nobody's tweeting any media options, but an icon will show up, and we'll get into that in a later module. And for now, let's go over to the profile page. So when you click your profile page, you're taken to a timeline is there, but it's a different timeline. Now, this timeline is just strictly of any of your tweets. So there's not tweets from anybody else, just strictly you. And here's that media icon that I talked about that we'll get into a little bit more detail later. A favorites tab, anything that you tab as a favorite will be stored in here. I don't have many favorites in here right now. I kind of cleaned it up a little bit. People you're following, people that are following you, and again, another option to look at the list feature as well. Then you have your direct messages, and we'll go ahead and click that as well. Now, the neat thing about the new interface with direct messages is that it consolidates all your direct messages for you. So in this case, Rick Zanotti is a personal friend of mine, and we tweet a lot, but we also know each other personally. And we've had about 68 direct messages recently to each other. So if I wanted to click that and see all of Rick's direct messages between he and I could do that with the new interface. So that's really a great tool to use. The who to follow is just basically Twitter's way of giving you some suggestions about people that you may want to follow, topics that you may want to follow. I don't use this often because I'm in Twitter enough that I know where I want to go, but every so often something interesting might pop in there, and you get routed to a new hashtag that or person that you hadn't followed in the past. So it's kind of a neat tool in that regard. So that's a brief overview of the interface, at least all from a very high level review or tour of it. What I suggest is those of you that are new to Twitter to go ahead and start clicking these buttons to get familiar with it. And in the next module, we'll talk specifically about some of the tools that allow you to use the media player.